said, watch him throw the ball. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.
I'm over here talking with a muted mic. Yes, sir, man. Good morning. Welcome back to another Washington Commanders Morning Show. I'm your host of Trap or Dive Podcast, Mual, Jamal Forrest. And make sure I get everything taken care of. Okay, good. And welcome in to everybody that's watching live. What's up to everybody that's catching the replay? Good morning. And JB, first person in chat off the rip, 5-4-3. I'm going to enjoy watching other teams beating each other up this weekend. I am too. We got a great game tomorrow. Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. I think I forgot who it was that mentioned it yesterday in the stream. They actually said the opposite of JB. He was going to be a little lonely with the Commanders not playing this week, or it was going to be a little bit boring. That's the word that he used. Shit. Hey, it's going to be a great weekend. Championship Saturday, championship Friday, college football, and then we got some good slate of games on the NFL card. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, I know I do that gambling thing. Boy, I had an amazing Tuesday through Friday last week. And then I got to Saturday. L's. Sunday. L's. Last night, L's. Monday night, L's. Jameis Winston throwing a pick six. Blew it. Boy, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh, bro. I was up and then I was down. It was bad. It was bad, man. I say all that to say I'm gonna get my money back this week. So I can't wait for the games, JB. I can't wait for the games at all. On the show today, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do the film breakdown on the offense, but we're gonna talk about playoff scenarios, bro. I think. Well, I'm speaking from a point of putting into existence. I don't think that there's a way Washington misses out on the playoffs. I don't see any scenario. I think the only thing that Washington has right now that needs to be discussed is where their final seeding is going to be, and situations in which they play a 2 seed or a 3 seed, and who's going to be the 2 seed and who's going to be the 3 seed. I think that's the only thing that's left. It's crazy. Just a few weeks ago, before Washington got on their losing streak, they was a 2 seed. I was talking about home playoff games at FedEx. And technically, while that still may happen, depending on the seeding, looks like a long shot now. It looks like a long shot. But we'll get into that in a second. If you're watching live, again, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We definitely appreciate you all checking in. The Morning Trappers, as always. Hopefully we get Altu and Hawk in here, man. Those are the two members of the channel. They show love, show support every step of the way. And shout out to everybody who just tunes in live. I'm not trying to, discard you all. That's not my intention. But I wanna get them sometimes you gotta get back to your supporters in that fashion, right? So I want to make sure hopefully they hear it live, so I can tap in with them. Hawk and Al too. Let's go ahead and start off with the film session. We can get right into it. And I know some people say it don't even matter, like the length of the film session. So I take that for hot, and we're gonna go ahead and do everything we need to do for this film session and break it down against the Tennessee Titans. Where is okay? Let's go from the first play. All right, here we go. The very first play of the game. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Present file. All right, so let's go ahead and get things started. The browser blocks your screen. The screen icon on your address bar. Okay, so hopefully you all can see the screen. If you can, let me know. This is the first play of the game. Sorry. If you know me, you know my nose runs when I start the show for whatever reason. But this is the first play of the game. And let's go ahead and run it and then we'll talk about it. I think what was interesting though, as this play is running, well, first of all, let me rewind. In the show last night, the podcast, I mentioned how efficient Jaden was, right? Getting the ball out of his hands quick, being decisive with his decision making, right? Or being firm in his decision making, like not decisive in decisions, like same kind of word, but being firm in his decision making, right? Like going through with what he understands and trusting what he reads. I said that last night, and I want to reiterate it with this play. Like, this is how he came out the gate. Now, granted, this is taking advantage of what Tennessee gives him, right? And that's what you're supposed to do to stay ahead of the sticks. Tennessee Titans ran a lot of like shell coverage. Like what they showed pre-snap. Most times is what they ran. They're showing quarters here, right? Cover 4. And you'll see how Jaden reads this. Now, I wish I recorded the end zone angle, but you can just see how soft or how off the quarterback is. That's playing Terry, right? He's 8 yards off the ball, and your slot man, right? That's on Noah Brown. He is 4 yards off the ball, but playing inside. Noah Brown just naturally runs him off with his route. But also that 8-man or that man that's 8 yards off the ball continues at his back pedal. For Jaden, recognizing as soon as that happens, like that route combination between Noah and Terry on the right side clears out a space for Terry. He just fires the ball, gets the ball out of his hands. You get a quick positive yards on the first play of the game. I think you get 12 yards, right? Third play of the game. Here we go. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and get. All right. Third play of the game is. I've always said B-Rob can house run so long as they on the plus side of the field. I don't know if he got it in him to house a 50, 60, 70 yarder. Sure he can if you get a head start, right? If you get a run like this where you're not even touched, bro, I'm sure he can house a 70 yarder. I'm sure he can. 35 doesn't take a good angle, but up front, man, I think the biggest thing here. Get your two. You get your counter with your 2 left offensive linemen pulling. You have Nick Allegretti, who is pulling to kick out, right? And then you have Brandon Coleman, who is pulling to fill the hole and clear a lane on the second level, right? The good news about Brandon Coleman is nobody is accounting for him. You don't have anybody scraping over the top to, approach him. And the scraping linebacker does get met by John Bates, right? The one that does, right? So John Bates takes care of him, seals off that second level. And you get Brandon Coleman with free access to that second level where it's already a mismatch. And shout out to Noah Brown, right? You see him on the edge sealing that block. And 35 just doesn't have a good downhill angle. So it's easy pickings for B-Rob, easy money. You get a touchdown from B-Rob on the third play of the game. Can't ask for a better stop, man. Play 6. Okay. Same thing what I mentioned on the first play of the game. You'll see an indication here. There go my man out too. Hey, out too. Do me a favor, bruh. Good morning to one of the morning trappers. Do me. Hold on. Let me actually. Wait. Do you have a social media, bruh? Or maybe that might be easy. Let me know. I'm gonna continue the film session. We'll talk. All right, here we go. So where we at? Play 6. 3rd and 1. Second drive, right? He said, I think so. All right, fuck it. Here, take this link, bro. And I need you. Take that link, join it. You don't have to join the show. Just take that link, go backstage and do me a favor in the private chat and just like DM me like an email or something associated to your Amazon account, bro. If you have an Amazon account, I'm assuming you do. That's all. So join that and just text in the private chat that way. All right. So where we at? So I think with this one, again, third play of the game or 6th play of the game, 3rd and 1. And you get that double slant concept between the slot and your tight man and Luke McCaffrey, right? Jaden Daniels in this moment is post-snap recognizing, right? So, like, first off, the Titans start off in that too high shell. At the snap, they rotate to that single high, but you have man across the board, right? So they're running a man coverage concept, just basically cover one, right? And Jaden has the patience to read that front side to know that when Luke McCaffrey clears, let's go ahead and run it from this angle. There's a void right behind that breaking in, that safety or that cornerback that's breaking in on Luke McCaffrey. So again, with the concept or the theory, or excuse me, with the narrative of Jaden Daniels, right, having such success on Sunday and what it looked like, this is a person who's just getting the ball out of his hands, making those decisions as quickly as possible and trusting in himself. This is something that is an easy throw that was made available to him, but he's not holding the ball. He is understanding what he's saying, trusting what he's saying. You get the ball to Terry for his second catch of the day early on. But yeah, also just use that private chat recording, or excuse me, that private chat section, man. If you have an Amazon account, like whatever your email is or whatever is associated to it, just go ahead and drop that in there. I need you and my man Hulk to come through. All right, boom, there we go. I got you. All right, you good. Google email. Is it google.com or Gmail? All right, I'm gonna use what you got though. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to the next play. Play 7. I think this is one of the more consequential plays of the drive. This is actually the very next play after the slant, right? So let's run it. Actually, I'm sorry. You only get you get like 6-7 yards. Let me double check my, make sure it'll be straight. You only get 6 yards, right? But it's 1st and 10. Just trying to make sure how many yards you got. You get 6 yards, but it's 1st and 10, right? So you get to a 2nd and 4. But the most important thing when you look at this is going to be your running back, Brian Robinson, right? You see that blitzing, or that, excuse me, not even a blitzer, but he's free off the edge, right? Brian Robinson doesn't even go through the entire 8 5 receptions. Oh yeah. So Jaden doesn't even get into. All right, there we go. My bad. I'm over here looking at the chat at the same time. But Jaden doesn't get into his full step, his full drop back before he gets pressure, right? So Brian Robinson understands that free man off the edge is uncovered, right? Unaccounted for. And even that looper or that puller, right? In that pulling action, Sam Cosmi, I think he even didn't anticipate somebody who's going to be free off the edge like that. That probably would have been his man as the puller. But Brian Robinson picks him up. You avoid a sack on what would have been a slip screen to Zach Ertz, right? And instead of going into a negative down and distance situation where Jaden probably would have been sacked, immediately, B-Rob has the wherewithal to pick that lineman up. You get 6 yards. You go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 4. Keep the drive alive. Really good rep from Brian Robinson. All right, let's go to the next play. This is back to B-Rob. Some good burst from Brian Robinson getting through that 2nd level. I think for Brian Robinson, or there's a couple things here. First and foremost, Justin Simmons is your play side one tech, right? Jeffrey Simmons is your play side one tech. And what is essential here is Jeffrey initially is playing that A gap, and he tries to swim over into the opposite A gap, right? I'm not sure if that was what he was supposed to do. I don't know if it was, because you got the other guy, right, playing or trying to hold his gap by himself, the other interior defensive lineman, T'Vondre Sweat, right? Like, he's holding his gap. He's not swimming over into another gap unless it's a run stunt or excuse me, a run stunt or a run blitz, right? With that 2nd level linebacker crashing over top of him. I'm not too sure. It looks very jumbled up. But point being, when he leaves that gap, Sam Cosmi, who is essentially trying to combo with him, with Tyler Biadasz, right, before Jeffrey Simmons decides to swim over into the other gap, has the good field vision, right, to see that declaring linebacker, gets him out the way, right? That's what we're seeing right now. Tyler Biadasz gets a little hand on Jeffrey, gets another hand on that, who was that, 17? But you get another free access to the 2nd level from Brian Robinson, 6 or 7 yards, honestly like 10 yards before he's even touched, right? He got to the 3rd level, so that's about 10 yards. Look, there's no better way to start off the run game with a couple plays where B-Rob isn't even touched on the 1st and 2nd level, right? Imagine if he had that the whole game, like literally where every single run he wasn't touched until he got to the 2nd or 3rd level. He could have had 200 on the day. Okay, let's get to play 18. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show this one play with Ben Sinnott. This was a nothing thing. Like it was like a 5-yard pickup on first down for Jaden Daniels. But I'm showing this for Ben Sinnott purposes, right? The Ben Sinnott fans out there, like, why isn't he involved? Why isn't he getting the football? There was a play that was targeted to him. Washington comes out in 13 personnel. You get your 2 tight ends in line, John Bates, Ben Sinnott on the right side of the offense. You have Zach Ertz as your tight end who's off the ball, right, or off the line. He's detached from the line. Behind the left tackle, Brandon Coleman. And they try to slip Bennett. They try to slip Ben up the sideline, right? But the Titans were able to cover that. So I saw that nothing. I mean, he gets 5 yards out of that. You keep the drive alive. But they are attempting or trying to get Ben Sinnott involved in the offense to some manner, or they tried to do it against the Titans. I'm not going to say they tried to do it often, but they definitely tried to do it against the Titans a couple times, right? He even got a catch, but this one was specifically designed for him in that post combo, right? So let's run it one more time, and that's it. I don't think there was nothing wrong on Washington's side. It was just a play that didn't work, and Titans were in the right coverage against it. All right, here we go. Play 18. It's the big play. That's the big play right there. I love this angle because you get to see the work that Terry put in to get open. And good ball by Jaden, being able to find him. So initially at the line, Terry works a release of where he's expecting jam, right, from that corner. He has good anticipation, swims over it. He doesn't get rerouted. And that's one thing, like, I would imagine his coach is like, if you're going to put your hands out there, like, actually attempt to reroute him. It wasn't that strong of a jam attempt. He was just like, oh, I got to touch him. Terry gets past that. Terry uses his foot quickness, right, to get underneath and cross-face that linebacker, right, cross the linebacker's face. And then he has the burst to exploit those zone voids, right? That's exactly what he's doing, clearing the zone voids, working up. That's pretty good processing, bro. He doesn't get lost in the traffic and is able to clear the traffic. Jaden has his eyes on him the whole way through. Really good design from Kingsbury against this coverage. First and foremost, this is a quarters coverage. You got a situation where, well, not even quarters. I'm sorry. But he's working through a middle of the field open, a too high safety coverage, right? He's just having most of them that middle of the field. Who is that? Is that John Bates? No, that's Ben Sinnott. Ben Sinnott crossing the safety's faces. Or is that Zach Ertz? Oh, that's Zach Ertz. Yeah, okay. Zach Ertz at the top of your screen, crossing those safety's faces with Terry McLaurin getting over top of him. So this is a good design, like a big X. Over in a dig. Oh. Easy money. Easy money. See what that pass protection look like. And when you're in 13 personnel, you get some good double teams on these guys. So Jaden ain't had to worry about pass protection too much. Or pressure, excuse me. Pressure too much. Okay. Let's keep working the offensive line. Here we go. Another rep where B-Rob gets 6 yards. Second level where he's not even touched. He gets to the second level untouched. Really good rep from Brian Robinson. Really good rep from the offensive line altogether. You see, this is a 10-yard gain, right? You have Noah Brown, where Washington pulls into the play side gap. John Bates kicks out that edge defender, right? Somebody said, wait, is it the first play? No, it's not the first play. We're going to get into this, actually. I think it's coming up. Yeah, it's a Chris Rodriguez run. Okay, I'm gonna wait till we get to Chris Rodriguez run so I can kind of talk about what somebody said yesterday about John Bates. Okay, so here we go. Once again, I think this is 12 personnel. Your running back, 2 tight ends. You get the kick out, and you have Noah Brown leading the way, and Terry McLaurin on the edge as well. But what's also good is looking at the first level, right? Tyler Biadasz, your center, and your right guard, Sam Cosmi, play side combination blocks, right? One of the things that really stood out to me, I don't know where I said it, if it was on the morning show or if it was on the podcast. Well, now these are interior offensive linemen, but what really hurt Washington when Trent Scott was in was like their timing and their relationships and combination blocks, right? It didn't look good. It looked out of whack, right? Now this is center guard, but even guard tackle combination blocks look good against the Tennessee Titans. Like everything looked good across the board. So you get a combination block on the one technique, the play side one technique with Biadasz and Sam Cosmi. That's what you're seeing up front with 63 and 70, whatever, 76. I think that's his number. Yeah, I never really paid attention to his number, but 63 and 76. They get him on his ass. Sam Cosmi climbs up, occupies that second level defender, and Corin Lucas holding his own as the right tackle, right? Just occupying that defender altogether. He has that true one-on-one, but he also has free access to the second level. He doesn't have anybody to worry about on the first level. There is nobody to occupy him. So he has free access to the second level, takes it, and you get an easy 10 yards. Like, that's easy money, bro. If the Titans going to get that to him, why won't they take it? Oh, that was 22. I ain't going to show that. Just don't need to. Okay. You know what this one is? Second tutty of the day. Shout out to the individuals who bet Terry McLaurin anytime touchdowns or 2+ touchdowns. I know some people who did it. They showed me their tickets. But if you did it as well, shout out to you. That throw angle, I wish you could slow it down. Like this one wasn't able to show, the camera didn't get the actual pass to him, but you saw the throw angle under pressure, right? You get a cover zero look. You get a slot breaking out. You get a receiver breaking in from the field side. And this moment, I think, is most important because Terry didn't run a great route. But, right, you don't need to run a great route here. The goal in this moment against cover zero, just win. Get inside. Win the leverage battle. Make the contested catch. Just win. Easy money. You get a touchdown, bro. And like I said, the arm slot, you can see the arm slot right from Jaden on this play, but you're not going to be able to see the actual completion. Ball, it was just too fast. It was a bullet. It was a bullet. Let me show you something from, I think I have it on, it's on Hog Saving. There's a stat about contested catches out there. Hey, shout out to Mark Bullock checking in, man. I know it's early over there, so I know you got some time, bro. What's up, player? What's up, player? I wish, yeah, it still hit a perfect pass, man. All right, so Al 2, he said, where did he say about Terry? We don't talk about Terry enough. That's what I'm about to do right now, Al 2. because we don't talk about Terry enough. Let me show you something. What's today? The 4th. Okay. All 20. Here it is. All right, so let me show you something about Terry McLaurin. Here it is from Greg Rosenthal. God damn, what just happened to the stat? Oh, the pictures are loading. All right, here we go. From Greg Rosenthal. Terry McLaurin has the most contested catches this season. He has 20. He also has the best catch percentage for anyone over 12 targets related to contested catches. He is 20 for 27 in contested catch situations. He's a high volume shooter that is extremely efficient. The NFL's Joker, basically, right? If you watch basketball. So think about the contested catch situations, bro. Think about this moment. Think about other moments. It's not gonna show the catch. Think about this moment. Think about other moments throughout the season. Like, that's a bullet. And he was able to get this completion, get him his second touchdown of the day. Money. We can make that work, Mark. We can make that work. I'm still working out my schedule, but so far it's Wednesdays and Fridays where we do our morning show over here. So we can make that work for sure. You already know you welcome to come through, chop it up, man. All right, let's keep going. Where are we at? What play was we on? I think it was on 22. Oh, 28. Okay. All right, so this is a play I showed yesterday during the podcast. I thought this one was interesting because it highlighted exactly the type of day that Jaden had throughout. Again, what was my narrative when I started? My narrative was Jaden took what the defense gave him, right? He wasn't overly aggressive. I didn't mention that part, but he wasn't overly aggressive throughout the day, meaning he didn't, like, if the defense didn't have it or didn't give it, like, he made sure that he took the easy plays, what was available to him, right? But he processed the field well. I think that he did a lot of things pretty good. But this one was important because it was only a 7-yard gain to Zacchaeus. And this was like the third, I think they was already up 28-0. You get a 7 or 8 yard gain on first down, right? But mind you, the importance of this is you are backed up in your own territory, right? So you got to get some type of yards. At the very least, get you a couple first downs, flip the field position. If you're not going to score, flip the field position, right? But what's important here is you get a 3-level route. You get a corner, you get a guy in the flat, and you got a deep route. I think that's Terry. That's Diami. I can tell by the way he run. So you got a corner, a go, and a guy hitting the flats. Zach Ertz hits that corner route. You get your receiver, right, who's covered. Your corner, who is semi-covered. You can wait a little bit, see how the cornerback takes that route to Zacchaeus. But Jaden doesn't even give it a chance. He gets the ball out quickly. Now you're in from a 1st and 10 down to a 2nd and 3. And you can kind of see the process, and he starts high to low. He doesn't even waste time with this. Starts high to low, gets the ball out of his hands. We're talking about the 2nd and 3. They end up moving the ball down the field. Like I said, I don't think this was a drive that they scored. I don't remember. I think this is the one where Zane Gonzalez misses his first field goal. But again, it's the processing, it's understanding how efficient you can be in the offense. And Jaden Daniels took that play, and it was kind of an encapsulation of the day. 25 of 30, only 209 yards on the day. And you get 25 of 30 from executing the play, just as simple as that, like that. Woo. Okay, good. Oh, you are 6. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's noon. That's good money, man. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll talk then, Mark, because I got I be having like 1,000 clips. Not really 1,000, but I got like 20 clips we can work through. The people in the morning, they say they like to go through all the plays. I like to save people time, but we can go through the plays. They say go through the plays, we go through the plays. But yeah, no, that's cool. All right, here we go. Where we at? That was 29. Checking down. I think this one was good too. Oh yeah, this is actually the same drive. The very next play. Well, not the very next play, but a couple plays later. 12 personnel again. So they've been working pullers. I showed you some plays where you had Noah Brown pulling into play side gaps. You had your John Bates pulling. And eventually De'Ami Brown is going to be pulling as well. I don't think I showed that yet. De'Ami Brown is going to be pulling into play side gaps, right? This moment you have John Bates pulling as well. But it's not a handoff now. You get an option, or you get a moment where Jaden Daniels keeps the read option. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. All right, here we go. Jaden Daniels keeps the read option, right? That linebacker crashes down. He's anticipating that wham block from Bates. What was that, Bates or Bennett? Can't tell. And he gets to the perimeter that way. So really good rep from Jaden, right? Got to keep that, because there's been some moments in recent games where he should have kept and he didn't. So you get a good rep right here where you're able to get a chunk in the ground game, get to the perimeter, use your speed. You see that 12, you don't get hurt, get out of bounds. Saying you don't get Trevor Lawrence, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Get a dirty hit. That's what I'm getting at. Get out of bounds. Oh yeah, that is the play. This is a drive where they missed it. They missed the field goal. So that is unfortunate. Okay. Here's another rep. So incomplete pass. But I thought this was a dot. Bro, you make a field side read like this. Cover one, tight man coverage. Right? Noah Brown doesn't. I mean, he does do a good job, good enough job separating, right? Start from that too high look, right? Late rotation into that single high safety, right? You basically get a 2-man route or 3-man route, really. It's max protection. You get 7 in blocking. B-Rob goes out. Terry McLaurin goes out. Noah Brown goes out. Noah runs that comeback to the sideline. I just want to emphasize where the ball is when Noah Brown gets his break, right? Look at Jaden. Ball is out. Noah's just getting to the top of his route and making his cut. Ball is out. Oh, like I said, tight man coverage away from the cornerback, bruh. Like, that's incomplete pass. Noah gets his hands on it. He catches the ball, but he's not able to get his feet in, and he actually gets hurt on his play. But bro, it's just one of them plays, man. It's just one of them plays, bro. Like, that's special to me. The corner can't even get to that, bro. Look, the corner can't even get to this. And he's on Noah's back. He can't even get to it, bro. Again, incomplete pass, one of my favorite passes of the day. It's crazy how that works out. Some of your favorite passes are incompletions. So I really loved that rep. Solid enough job from Noah Brown in the route phase. Unfortunately, he couldn't get his feet in bounds, or I think he had 1 foot in bounds. But that ball, man. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to Jaden, bro. All right, let's keep going. The Jaden INT. This ain't Jaden's fault, bro. I mean, it was a little high. But my thing is, Zach, if you gonna jump up there, bro, catch the damn ball. At that point, you shouldn't even be worried about your ribs. Catch the ball. shout out to Brandon Coleman. That's another reason why I wanted to show this. One of the things I said, I think he had a solid game against the Titans. Actually, he had a good game against the Titans, right? I think one of the things that I was very focused on with Brandon moving forward is like as a run blocker, I think he's really good. But as an individual who is finding his way in as a pass protector, has to find that toolbox, right? He's getting really good at swatting those long arms, right? It's not always clean, but he's being mindful of keeping his chest clean, right? Good jump set. Now, this ain't art and key or nothing like that. Good jump set. Swap that arm off his chest. Finish the rep. Really good rep from Brandon Coleman. And one of the other things I like about Brandon Coleman, bro, I don't think he knows it yet, and I think this is just his effort altogether. This motherfucker likes to run. Like, again, he wasn't the only one on this play. Tyler Biadasz is running too. But I don't know if you noticed, like, Brandon Coleman is a person, like, he just loves to run. I think he races his teammates. I think he races in open field. I think he tries to race whoever he's setting screens for. All of those things, bro. Like, but shout out to him. He's an athletic individual. Keep running. Do your thing, bro. Just don't lose weight. You 100% right on Coleman. Way better in the run game than I was anticipating. Pass pro still needs work, more variety. Yeah, man. I'm actually surprised because I didn't know. Like, I thought that he was okay in the run game coming into the league, but I didn't think he was going to be like as much of a physical presence, in my opinion. Like, I thought I didn't expect that. Like I said, he's still finding his way as a pass blocker, which is okay for me. And I know it's okay for you too. Like, I think that's fine. It's going to take some time. But when he finds that toolbox that works for him, like, find those things that you can go to. One of the things that you show a lot, Mark, and I like to show, I think I missed it early on where I had an opportunity to show it. Is like he's flashing his hands. He's trying to work that so he can get defenders to show their hand in like their rush plan. He's starting to get he started getting a hang of that, which is good for him, right? Because, you know, he can understand how he wants to move and how he wants to counter, but or even get them off balance, right? Like, I think that's a really good tool that he has right now, that he has to keep working. But where are we at? Matter of fact, the next play was the Brandon Coleman. That's a second level linebacker, right? But Brandon Coleman working on one-on-one. Again, another play where Washington's offensive lineman gets free access to the second level, right? Talk about these motions. This is the one De'Ami Brown I mentioned. He's a puller now. He's getting into the play side gaps, trying to clear a way for Brian Robinson. So you get John Bates kicking out on that defender. Brandon Coleman, free access to the second level. Turns that defender against his will, clears the gap, has his back, Brandon Coleman's back towards the gap. Pretty good, right? Turns him, completely turns him away. He's not able to make a play. Whoever's on Brandon Coleman, you might as well get ready for the next play. It's over with. It's over with. What was that? I think that was 5 yards. 5 yards is good enough for this. It's first down. Now you're in a 2nd and 5 situation. Pretty good rep for the offense to start that first down series. Let's get to next play. Chris Rodriguez. All right. You get some good play side blocks from Sam Cosmi, your right guard, and your right tackle, Cornelius Lucas. One-on-ones, similar to, first off, like, look at Sam Cosmi working, bro. That's big Tavondre. Big dog. He's working his ass off to turn that man outside the gap, right? Like that's good. I was about to say elite. I mean, I think it is. That's elite functional strength though. Like and very good physical toughness, like being able to get that man outside the gap. He's not even able to move. Like he's trying his best. Like they're fighting. Gets him outside the gap. Getting that full rotation, right? Turning your body. Like there is nothing at this point that T'Vondre Sweat can do to make a play on the football. Look at Brandon Coleman being an athlete. Look at the footwork. It's like I'm about to just look good. Getting that cut, bro. He could be a running back if he want to. Okay, but like I said, Sam Cosmi doing a good job. Cornelius Lucas, same thing. Getting that back towards the gap. And look at that, bro. Look at this. Look at this. That's incredible. That lane is incredible. Another rep, again, where we showed the running back doesn't even get touched for like the first 5-6 yards. Come on, man. See, people are saying, are the Titans defense or the Titans just that bad? Bro, look at what Washington is doing to these guys, bro. Like, they are dominating these guys at the point of attack. Like, that's what Washington is doing. And I think that's something that needs to be taken into account when we talk about the Titans defense. I don't think the Titans defense had a good day against the Commanders Sunday. I also think the Commanders whooped their ass. I think both things happened. I think they put a lot of energy in the Houston Texans last week. For whatever reason that was, right? But the Commanders also whooped their ass. Come on, bro. Come on, man. They was like, bro, I'm trying to get to the bye week on a good note. 68, where is it? All right, let's see which one this is. 68. I'll show this. Okay. Ooh. Run his back. Hey, bro, look at your man Tyler Biadasz, man. Same thing. We talking about people whooping ass, bro. Come on, man. Drive him off the ball. He ain't standing a chance. Get the leverage right. Good pad level from 63. Drive that motherfucker off the ball. Drive him off. Look at the gap. Look at it. There is nobody there. Look at De'Ami Brown, bro. Getting busy. Sam Cosmi lost, but we ignoring that. He ain't really lose. Like, they're dominating, bro. We only got a couple more. Matter of fact, it's the last one. Again, I think it's another rep. John Bates comes back to the play side. Yeah. Now, if I showed the other angle, if Chris Rodriguez then gets spooked by De'Ami Brown and the cornerback who was moving or pursuing, I think if he stayed outside to the left, he can score. I don't think Chris wanted to be great on this play at all, but it's cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and show it. So another explosive run. You have John Bates, right, whamming on, who is that? The backside. That's Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah, the backside 3 technique or play side, really. I don't know how you put it. Play side 3 technique. I don't know. Or front side. I don't know. And then they're doubling like a true double team on your one technique, right? Sam Cosmi. Again, we showed the combination block, right, between Sam Cosmi and Tyler Biadasz. It's just a true double team where they're moving the one technique off the ball, off the line of scrimmage, bro. We're not getting off of him. Like, there was no peel to the second level. There was nobody climbing up. We're just gonna drive him off the ball, bro. That's how you win. Again, they whooped their ass, bro. They whooped their ass. You can't ask for a better day. You really can't. 260 some yards. over 5 yards a carry. Chris Rodriguez came in late, bro. Tallied 94 yards, 13 carries. They said, Brian, man, get ready for the bye week, bro. Rest up, bro. You got your 100 yards. We don't need you to get no more and risk injury. Let Chris do his thing. Let Jeremy McNichols do their thing. Let the old lineman eat. Everybody ate. Like I said, people got their ass whooping. It wasn't the Commanders this time. So really good reps from the offensive lineman. You seen how the tight ends got involved. You saw how the receivers was blocking. Terry even got a block early in the film session that helped get I think that was Brian Robinson an extra few yards. Everything worked, bro. Everything worked. Can't ask for no better game like that against a Tennessee Titans defense who is a really good defense for sure. All right, so that's the film session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let's close this show with playoff scenarios. Give me 2 seconds though. I need to get some tissue for my nose. I'm sorry, but think about it like this. Before it's gonna take 2 seconds. But my thing is, when you think about playoff scenarios in Washington, right? They're currently the 7th seed. How many games can Philly realistically lose, right, before being bumped out of the 2nd seed? But also, if you want Washington to move up, how many games can they realistically win, right, to get out of the 7th seed? There's a couple ways that you can look at it. I'll be right back. Whew. All right. I'm prepared. I am prepared now. All right. So Philly has, let's see. Philly has Carolina Panthers up next, right? Pittsburgh Steelers after, and then the Commanders in 2 weeks, week 16, or 3 weeks, I guess, week 16. Dallas, then New York. Dallas is a possibility. They always, honestly, if you think about it, bro, Dallas and Philly always beat each other in their own stadium. Let me make sure I got that right because I'm double checking now. Dallas. Oh no, I had it wrong. So they beat each other at home. This is the year that Philly won on the road. But the last 4 matchups before that, are they making people pay for this now, bruh? That's crazy. Pro Football Reference ain't make people pay for it. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm sure it's on Wikipedia, but I don't feel like looking at it. But yeah, like the last couple of years, I say last 4 years for sure. Each home team won the game. And this year is gonna be a little different because obviously Philly won in Dallas, and that changes things. But for Washington, I don't think you can ever really count Dallas out to beating Philly, right? That is a divisional opponent. Washington is better than Dallas. And I said on the show yesterday, there is no way. I have faith in this team, right? I don't think there's any way Washington has a second chance against a team and looks as bad as they did against Philly on the road in their second shot against Philly at home. I don't think that is going to happen. So I look at this situation for Philadelphia and say, what are their realistic opponents where you can actually expect them to have a chance at losing? I think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's the Washington Commanders. I think it's the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants don't stand a chance. And while that man Bryce Young is playing good ball right now, right? They don't stand a chance either. What's the spread for that game, matter of fact? I know the spread got to be, and they at home too. Let me see. I'm about to take a look at the spread right now. Philadelphia 12-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers. So basically, Washington has, they don't have any room for error because you can't get swept by Philly and one, win the division, but two, actually, I think that's it. Really, you can get swept by Philly and still make the playoffs. You go 3-1 down the stretch, you'll be fine. That's a 10-6, 10-7 season. I'm stupid. They only got 5 losses. That's a 11-6 season. Okay. So I think that's your path. You got to hope that Philly loses one of those 3 games. I think all 3 of those are realistic. I still think the Dallas Cowboys can beat Philly. It's going to be pretty fluke, by the way. The offense ain't going to be doing too much against the Eagles. But that defense can probably keep them in the game for a little bit. You know, Saquon take off in that fourth quarter. That's when he do his damage. He did the same thing against us. He like they Derrick Henry, bro. Derrick Henry wear teams down from first quarter to third, and he take over in the fourth. So I think that's their chance for Washington, though, right? Let's look at, as a matter of fact, let me share my screen so we can all watch this together as we discuss. Share my screen. Okay. Damn, bro. Can they zoom in any better? This sucks. Let's go to standings. Oh, shoot, I'm tripping. Here we go. All right, so you have Dallas and Detroit. Dallas and Detroit. Detroit and Minnesota. 11-1, 10-2. They're essentially fighting for the division. I think Minnesota has one more game against the Detroit Lions. So they're hot on their tail. But also, the Minnesota Vikings has games against the Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears, Seattle Seahawks, Green Bay Packers, right? 3 more divisional matchups, 5 total NFC opponents. All 4 of them, Chicago Bears is through. Cooked. Put a fork in them. Over with. Done. Finito. They suck. I had to get that off my chest. But 4 of their last 5 opponents, man, are fighting for playoff contention. But also, point being though, the reason why I did mention the Bears initially though, they're a divisional opponent, so they're not gonna lay down for the Vikings, bro. So I think the Vikings realistically, uh, I don't think that they're that good with Sam Darnold, right? I think their defense is solid. They keep them in games as they're supposed to. They do a really good job with Brian Flores. But what I think hurts that team is the fact that they've been getting off to slow starts recently. Sam Darnold keeps turning the football over. Why is that important? If they can lose, if Washington ends up winning 11 games, right? Now I do see Minnesota, because they got off to such a hot start. They're 10-2. I don't think realistically that Minnesota is going to go 1-4 down the stretch. So let's just say they're going to be a top 3 seed, right? No, those are division winners. I'm tripping. It's going to be a wild card. Excuse my ignorance. They may beat Detroit. I don't think they are. Again, like Sam Darnold keeps losing. Sam Darnold slow starts. I don't think they're going to beat Detroit. So they may lose 2 more down the stretch. That'll put them at what? 13-4. So let's just say that they're like the 5th seed. No question, be the 5th seed. You ain't got to worry about that. So the 5th seed in playoffs. I wish I had this part put up. Let's see. 5th seed in playoffs. I'd be forgetting sometimes, man. Seasons. NFL. 5th seed plays the 4th seed. Okay. 5th seed plays the 4th seed. So right now that would be Minnesota against Atlanta. And Mr. 4-INT Kirk Cousins. That's who that would be, right? The 3 seed will play the 6th seed. That's right now Seattle and Green Bay. Let's take a look at Green Bay right quick, right? Green Bay 10-2. Green Bay 9-3. Green Bay has Detroit Lions on their schedule up next. Great game Thursday night. Can't wait for that. Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints. It's not in order, by the way, but those are their last 5 opponents. 3 of those are on the road. You got Detroit on the road, Seattle on the road, Minnesota on the road. It's actually quite impressive how the Packers have been a top 10 offense consistently all year. And I didn't expect that transition to happen immediately. She went downstairs. I didn't expect that transition to happen immediately. Like with Jordan Love, I thought it was still going to be a little lag. They're a number 3 offense in yards. 9-3. What's their realistic output in terms of losing? Again, this is all up under the conversation of where Washington has a potential to climb in the seeding between the 5th seed, the 6th seed, and the 7th seed. I automatically rule out the 5th seed. That's going to come down to Detroit or Minnesota. Those 2 teams are going to be stamped in the 5th seed. Just how it is. You can probably see Green Bay. Of course, they can possibly lose to the Detroit Lions this Thursday. There's a chance that they lose to the Minnesota Vikings. There's a chance that they lose to the Green Bay Packers. Honestly, there's a chance that they lose to the Seattle Seahawks. You got 4 potential losses. I don't think that they lose. Like they're good enough, bro. I don't think that they lose what's that? 5 games. They probably, if they go 2-3 down the stretch, that's 11-6. That'll come down to the strength of schedule. I don't have that in front of me to determine. Again, this is assuming Washington goes 3-1 and they finish 11-6. Because Washington may not go 3-1. And we don't want to talk about that reality. Excuse me, that possibility. I don't want to speak that into existence my damn self. I don't want to talk about that. I think that they go 3-1 minimum. Yep, I'm homered out. I am homered out. Okay. So yeah, 3-2 is best case scenario. Is worst case scenario for Green Bay. I think that they can lose 3 out of their 5, their remaining 5. Chicago and New Orleans is probably 2 teams that I think that they can beat up on, but they can definitely lose to the other 3. Chicago has a fighter's chance given that they're in the division. So I can't completely count them out, but I don't think that they lose, bro. Dallas was a huge letdown for sure. Those type of L's happen. I'm not excusing it because that's the reason why we're in the predicament that we're in. They could very well be 9-3 as well, or 9-4. Excuse me. All right, who's next up? Next. Oh, I crossed out the. God damn it. Dang, that just blew me. All right, hold on. No seasons. All right, here we go. All right, let's go back down. All right, so next up we did Green Bay, we did Minnesota, and obviously we talked about ourselves, right? No, we didn't talk about ourselves, really. Talked about those 2. If Green Bay has a possibility of losing 3 out of their 5, right? With Chicago being a wild card, Minnesota probably realistically losing 2 more that'll put them at, or 3 more, maybe 2 or 3 more, but 2 more is my guess. Right, that'll put them at 13-4. That leaves Washington, right? And Washington is going up against. Let's go to. You got Tampa Bay, Arizona, Los Angeles Rams, and I ain't really gonna put it. I think the Niners are cooked. I ain't gonna lie to you. Put a fork in them. I'm 100% confident that the Niners, Cowboys, Saints, all those people under the Rams, Cardinals, and Buccaneers, I think all of them are cooked. I ain't gotta worry about them. Dallas sucks. So I think it comes down to the Rams, Cardinals, and Buccaneers, right? Who exactly is Washington's competition? I think it's really like, because see, like, here's my thing: Tampa Bay and Atlanta are both fighting for the division still, right? Same thing with the Cardinals and the Rams. The Cardinals and the Rams, I think they both have Seattle left on their schedule. Let's actually take a look. Where's Seattle at? Yes, they both. So the Cardinals actually play Seattle right now, this week. And then they got the Rams at the end of their schedule. But see, Seattle has a gauntlet, bro. Seattle has a gauntlet. They have the Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. Then they got a bye week against Chicago. And they got the Los Angeles Rams. They got a gauntlet left, bro. So I think the reason why this is important is understanding, depending on how some of these NFC South teams finish, right? We're looking at it right now. Depending on how these teams finish, it matters how many wins Washington gets, right? So if they all find a way to get to like 9 wins, in worst case for Washington, they win 1 more game down the stretch, you got a problem. If Washington wins 2 more games down the stretch, you're good money. You got to go a minimum of 2-2. I don't think they go 2-2. I think they go at least 3-1. But you got to go a minimum 2-2 if we want to keep all cards on the table. Washington has the New Orleans Saints up next. I'm trying to clear out some of my tabs. All right. You got the New Orleans Saints up next. Philadelphia Eagles right after that. Atlanta Falcons. Oh, they did schedule it? I know they didn't schedule it. They say right now, December 29th, 1 p.m. But I thought they said they left it open. Let me double check. I'm about to Google it. Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders. All right, so I'm not tripping. Yeah, it's still TBD. But they play at home for sure. So I think this is part of the schedule making where they can play either Sunday or Saturday. Anyway, I was looking at the schedule. I think they go at least 3-1. Kirk Cousins has not lost to Washington since he left Washington. And I hate that. He should have lost the last time he was here when he was with the Vikings. And Jay Jettas, that man was killed. Oh, Lord, he was eating from the slot. All right, let's see. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. Kirk Cousins is, I think he's 3-0 against Washington. Oh, 2-0. Yeah. 2-0 against Washington since he's left. I remember the first game. It was on the road against Minnesota in 19. I think that was the Dwayne Haskins game. And then obviously he came back 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah, man. I don't like a disappointing loss would be against New Orleans. That'd be a disappointing loss. Out of the bye week. It's a big game. Al too, you said it, bro. You gotta come out of the bye week hungry and understand what's at stake. I'm sure Dan Quinn's gonna reiterate that, make sure that that his team knows, but you can't afford to come out of the bye week flat. That man Alvin Kamara, bro. Dirty dog. What he had last game, bro? Alvin Kamara. Now, the one person I ain't worried about is Derek Carr. But if you don't get no pressure on Derek Carr, you're going to have a problem. Alvin Kamara had 23 carries, 112 yards, 4 catches for 7 yards. Damn, he ain't do too much on the ground. I mean, in the passing game, which is actually a little crazy. Okay. I don't understand how Blake Corum had 8 carries, 42 yards. They ain't even run him in the end zone, bro. I needed 1 touchdown from him. Come up 300 yards. I mean, $300. Yeah, I think those are realistic playoff scenarios, bro. I think the Commanders are out of the 5 seed conversation. So that leaves 6 and 7. Right? If you're 7, you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. And if by way they went out, it's gonna be the Detroit Lions or Minnesota Vikings. Because Philly may, if something happens to Detroit, Philly ends up winning out or something like that, you're talking about Detroit slipping to number 2, right? Or Minnesota slipping to number 2. Minnesota climbing to number 2. So you got at the 2 seed, if Washington stays at the 7, you got Philadelphia, Minnesota, or Detroit. Odds are it's Detroit or it's Minnesota. It's Detroit or it's Philadelphia. If you make it to the 6th seed, you say Let's leave Detroit until later in the run. Can't avoid the seeding, right? If it's 6 seed, right? Because there's no 5th seed for Washington this year. If by way they win a division somehow, and Philadelphia finds a way to lose those three games, those 3 essential games for Washington to overtake the division again, because they're 2.5 games back, then they may be like Washington may be like the 2 or 3 seed. But again, we just went through the scenario for the 7th seed. If you're in the 6th seed, you have an opportunity to play. Who is it? Plays a 3 seed. An NFC West opponent, because the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC South, they'll probably finish. A winner there is probably getting no more than 9 games. I can see Seattle in the NFC West. Whoever's going to win that division, they can get you about 10 wins this season. NFC South's probably getting you like 9. So you're going to face an NFC West opponent. That's going to be Seattle. That's going to be Arizona. That's what I think. Hey, bruh. Al 2 is wicked. Detroit finna. Hey, bruh. Detroit finna out here our team, bro. I had the wildest time trying to pronounce that man's name on the All 32 podcast last night. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us, man. Playoff scenarios, film session. Look, it's bye week, bro. We'll probably tap into another film session on Friday. Shout out to Mark Bullock. We can try to work that out in terms of film sessions. I think Friday actually may be a good time. I need to finish the defense. And we can go from there. I didn't see the Campbell hit on Caleb. I did not. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us. All 32 is gonna come on tonight, and then we'll be back Friday morning for another morning Commanders morning show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button out too. Matter of fact, before I forget, let me write down. Oh, he said Gmail works the same. Okay, I got you. I didn't see that at first. All right, let me write it down now. Okay. All right. Hawk, if you see this, man, and you got Twitter or something like that, make sure you DM me or I'll catch you on the next stream. Hopefully I catch you live. Man, show some love to the people that show some support for your boy, bro. That's the type of person I am. So I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. And we'll get things shaking. He went straight for the knees. That's crazy. D Brown, appreciate you checking in. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, we'll be doing this a couple days out the week, Wednesdays, Fridays. Again, no show tomorrow, but all 32 is live tonight. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Be safe. Peace.
Chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Damn, set, watch him throw the ball, man. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through 4th and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.